Hello everybody, it's Julia here from the Highly Sensitive Tarot, and I'm back today with another instalment looking at my Oracle deck collection. And I think that this is video 6, although I can't be sure. I think that it is. I haven't actually looked. And I've got one more video that I can do after this currently with the Oracle decks that I've got. I had a little add up the other day to see how many Oracle decks I'd got as of January 2025, and I've got 63 Oracle decks. So you might be thinking, well, how have you got another video to do after this? Because I tend to show about 10 decks per video. But looking back, I actually rehomed 8 Oracle decks last year, which surprised me. I didn't realise it had been so many, but yeah. Or maybe in the last 2 years, I've rehomed 8 Oracle decks. So that makes it about right, doesn't it? That would bring it up to 71, which is about 7 videos. So that's about right, isn't it? So yeah. And I also added up my tarot decks as well, because I was curious. Because I know I've got a lot more tarot decks. I didn't write down how many I'd rehomed in the last year, but let me just see. Yeah, as of January, I've got 101 tarot decks, and I would say I've probably rehomed, let's have a look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, not too many, 6. So I would have had 107 tarot decks, so my collection is growing. Slowly but surely it is growing. So the first deck to show you today, I've only got 2 of these Seasons of the Witch decks. I think in the next video it'll be the Letha Oracle, but I have got the Imbolc Oracle, which is great because we're now coming up to Imbolc, aren't we? February the 1st. As you can see, I used this a lot last year. Hello, George. That was George coming in. He's been out upsetting the birds. So yeah, you can see I did use this a fair bit. There was some nice little things in this deck. You know, the coming of spring. I can't remember what I was doing with it, but I remember I got a lot of use out of this deck last year. They're so beautiful, these decks, aren't they? I love how they're all edged and they're just gorgeous, aren't they? How many can I get in the camera shot? Let's put that down a bit. There we go. Aren't they lovely? Coming of spring, Culning, Milk Moon Witch, the North Star, Winter Besom, Weather Divination, Arts and Crafts, a bathing ritual. Do you know, that is the one thing that I miss so badly since I've moved home. I don't have a bath anymore. I've got a lovely shower, but I don't have a bath. And just, oh, look at that, look. I used to lay in the bath with herbs and salts and oils and all sorts of things. So I really, really quite miss that, to be honest. Snowdrops. They will be up soon, won't they? I've already got crocuses and got quite a few bulbs actually coming up. I've got some crocus in a pot, and my new front garden, there are a lot of bulbs coming up. I obviously don't know what they are yet, but because I wasn't here last spring, but I'm looking forward to finding out. Rosemary bread, peppermint. Been drinking a lot of peppermint tea recently. So there we go. This is the gorgeous Imbolc Seasons of the Witch Oracle. Look at that, look, lovely greenhouse. Grimoire, Groundhog, Devotional, Dream Realm, Forged in Fire, candle dressing. I love doing a bit of candle dressing. Blackberries, Bloodstone. It's a really nice time of year, isn't it? Because it's like the renewal of hope. You know, you can feel the days getting longer. You can feel the sun getting warmer. I've got my St. Bridget's cross at my front door for protection. It's a really nice time of year, and this is a beautiful deck. I think if you don't have this one yet, I would highly recommend that. So that's the first deck. And the second deck we've got here is the Wild Alchemy Lab. Let's see, can't get that quite in. So it's an astro-botanical remedy deck. And it's by Orion Publishing. This was 2023 copyright, so it's quite a new deck, this one. I'm sure it's pretty easy to get hold of, mass market. Really pretty little guidebook here. I do like this. Tells you a lot of information, actually. We've got all the planets there, the elements, correspondences, essences, how to make flower essences, actually, how to store them, plant storage, talks about the moon. There's little rituals, there's all kinds of things in here, actually. And yeah, this, I don't think this guidebook is for, it has like sort of helpful things to say. It's more about the plants. It actually even tells you, you know, we've got a glossary here. It tells you the family for each plant, the parts used, the harvest time. It's a really, really helpful book, actually, if you like your botanicals, which I do. I'm not sure what I'll be able to grow in my garden this year, but I don't have as big a garden as I used to have. But I hope to get as many flowers in, I think, more than anything, as many sort of pollinating flowers for the bees. That's what I'd like to do. So this is the front of the card. So you see, you get the name at the bottom, you get some of the astrological symbols at the top, and then you get like Angelica, we've got to stimulate digestion. There's a little tonic here with the ingredients. It tells you how to make it, and that's really it. So this is not like a Angelica and it relates to your mental health, and you know, and it tells you, like in the Seasons of the Witch, that it actually gives you some sort of advice about your life. These are purely about plants, but they're beautiful cards. Let's show you some of them. I think it's nice to have a variety of sort of botanical decks, because not all decks have the same cards in them, do they? The same plants. Well, this great mullein. I used to have loads of that grown wild in a garden I had a while ago. Meadow sweet's beautiful. I like the smell of that. Common lime, lemon balm. I've got some of that for teas currently. Lavender. I've got a beautiful pillow spray of lavender. Fennel. That's nice, isn't it? Dandelions, oh, agrimony, bilberry, borage, calendula, that's a gorgeous little plant, isn't it? Gorse, hawthorn, horseradish, stinging nettle, excuse me with my froggy throat, willow herb, rosemary, St John's wort, very powerful. Sea buckthorn, yarrow, silver birch, burdock, chickweed, cleavers, and so on. We've got lady's mantle, mallow, mugwort, field poppy, clover, dog rose, self-heal, sweet violet, pineapple weed, blackberry, comfrey, daisy, fir, elder, rose, ivy, horse chestnut, field horsetail, oak and plantain. So as you can see, it's a beautiful deck, but it's not going to give you any like sort of therapeutic advice mentally, if you like. These are very much cards about the remedies that these plants can be used for. And obviously some of those things are for your mental health, but they're not like your average oracle card, I think is what I want to say. But still, if you like plants and you're interested in, oh, we've got another one in there, look, beautiful primrose. If you're interested in how they help us and how they correspond to the stars and the moon and the planets, it's a great deck. So the next deck I've got to show you, it comes in this little bag here, and it's from Zeppelin Moon. And God, I've already got that out. This always has to go on my altar in the summer. It's called the Blooming Lovelies Oracle Cards by Zeppelin Moon. And there's 53 oracle cards, 2 guide cards. It's all hand painted, made in the UK. It's just a very, very cute little deck. Has no guidebook at all. It just has lots of little little messages of one kind or another. Like, you are star-born, solar-kissed and lunar-blown. Why wear your sad face when you can wear your banana? You were once wild too. Take the road less travelled. My hot shit brings all the flies to the yard. I just think these are just very sweet and gentle, absolutely bloody lovely. They're just very, very sweet and lovely. I think they're lovely cards to go on your altar. Lovely cards if you just, you know, need a little bit of cheering up. You know, like your heart will soar again. How lovely is that? A beetle has better places to be. Rise again. I think you could actually pair this deck with a lot of other decks as well. I haven't tried to. Sad songs must be sung. Oh, answers are questionable things. Wax on, wax off. Wistful as a windowsill of yearnings. Oh, if at first you don't succeed, check your flaps. Run, baby, run until you are free. Oh, one fine day, joy will come. See, that's a beautiful card for the winter, isn't it? I may even, I'm going to keep that out, actually. I'm going to put that on my altar now. I've had a look at that because that's so cute. Natural born badass. And many, many more. I will survive. There are wonderful faces in deep, dark places. Do you see what I mean? It's just such a cute little deck. So again, nothing profound, nothing deep, but just very gentle, very sweet, very whimsical. This was bought from Etsy, I think, if I remember rightly. And like I said, it is Zeppelin Moon, if you're interested. So there's that one. I've got quite a few botanically type decks actually today. The next one is the Plant Ally cards by Lisa McLaughlin. Oh, shocking pronunciation there, I'm sorry. And this is inspirational support from our flower allies. So ask the cards a question in a way that feels resonant to you and see what message of inspiration you glean from them. So it's 55 plants created by combining flower essence qualities with the creative expression of the artist. And again, I believe I bought this from Etsy. There's a card that tells you how to use your cards. And then what do we have? So on the front you get a picture. So this one is boldness. And on the back you get the plant. So this is aconite. It says climb that mountain, overcoming your fears provides hope for a fresh start. Move forward with courage and reflect on your experience. So they're nice oracle cards, I think. Let's turn some over. So natural creativity, trust the process, vulnerability. What plant is that? Grass. Self-confidence, discernment. That's golden iris. The clarion call, foxglove. How lovely. Oh, we can see them there, can't we? Actually in the picture. Positivity, that's going to be the dandelion, isn't it? Balance, is that a daisy? Yeah. Empower, that looks like a daffodil, doesn't it? Flexibility. Convolvulus. Ooh, I don't know what that is. Not heard of that one. Sustainable healing. Comfrey. Gentleness. Being calm. Receive love. Intentions. Bugle. Not quite sure what that is either. Sageness, that's a very pretty card, isn't it? Bramble. That's a very pretty card actually, isn't it? I think you could pair these actually with a lot of decks also, couldn't you? I'm just sort of thinking, because I shall work with all these botanical decks that I've got come the spring and the summer. Horsetail, sweep away the old. How have I managed to get these all so upside down like this? Look. Assertiveness, self-belief, healing, let go, the simple things, adaptive power, shine, transitions, delight. They're beautiful, aren't they? Oh, look at that one. Look, flow. Watercress. How gorgeous. So yeah, this is the Plant Ally cards purchased from Etsy. The beautiful cards. And I think there is a Tree Ally cards as well, if I remember rightly. Let me just have a little drink. Oh. So, what have we got next? We're halfway through. I'm going to carry on with my plant type ones. I've got 2 more of those and then another 3 decks. So the next one is the Druid Plant Oracle by Philip and Stephanie Carr-Gomm, illustrated by Will Worthington. And this is a O. Is it an O? Mind, Body, Spirit, Welbeck Publishing deck. I don't have the Druid Animal Oracle, but I've got my eye out for that. Comes in this really nice box actually, with a huge book. And you also get this this sort of this sort of paper layout thing that you can spread out on your desk, and you can do readings for yourself using that. This book is amazing. Look at it. It's a really, really nice big book that you get like a whole 1, 2, 3. You get 3 pages actually on each plant. So this one is all about ivy. It tells you what its upright meaning is, where you find ivy, sort of mythology and folklore around ivy, English customs. Yeah, sort of lots of the Wheel of the Year type information. Really nice. And then these are the cards. That's the back. Agrimony again. We've seen a bit of that, haven't we? Always makes me think of aggro. Bethany, beautiful. Borage. Aren't these lovely? Really, really pretty. I wish in my garden I could grow everything that there is. Everything that would grow in my climate. I wish I could grow it all. Chamomile. Should definitely be having some chamomile somewhere if I can get it to grow. Comfrey. Cuckoo pine. Beautiful ferns. They're so lush, aren't they, ferns? Fir club moss. Flax. Garlic. Where I used to live, out in the marshy sort of land, I used to have a lot of wild garlic grow around me. It was quite invasive, actually. It was quite pesky. All the little bulbs, you know, they were tiny, tiny little things, and they'd get everywhere. Beautiful ivy, juniper, lady's mantle, that's lovely. Madder, mandrake, meadow sweet, that's beautiful. You see that all over the countryside. And then we've got lovely mint, mistletoe, mugwort, nettle, plantain, beautiful poppies, primroses, puffballs, vervain, wheat, woad, yarrow, the banes, the guardians, the restorers. So what's that about them? The banes, the guardians, the restorers. Let's have a look. So the banes are deadly plants that also offer gifts if used wisely. So it's like hemlock and wolfsbane. The guardians are trees which together act as preservers of our health. So it's like the elder, the hawthorn and the birch. And then there's the restorers, which are a trio of ancient and indigenous plants of the Druid sourceland. So it's rose root, St John's wort and valerian. Do you know, I use a lot of valerian at the moment in teas at bedtime. I've been using it with chamomile, and it's been really helping me get off to sleep, actually. It's a great herb, valerian. So there we go. That is the Druid Plant Oracle, which is a really nice deck. Oh, see if I can't get that back on. Come on, get in. There we go. I've got one more sort of nature-based sort of deck like this, and this is the Folktails Oracle by Hannah Willow, which comes in this little box. This is so cute. I think this was bought from Etsy also. her artwork is just glorious. You get this really cute little book, which has a full colour picture and a page. Yeah, it's just lovely. Let's have a look at the cards. I can't remember how many cards. It's not too many. It might be 30 or so cards. These are the backs of the cards. They're really unusually very square and sharp cornered, which I quite like. So we've got wisdom, remembering, within. Oh, they're just gorgeous, aren't they? Look at them. These are the sort of cards that I put on my altar quite a lot, more than anything. I don't tend to use them as oracle cards for sort of real, you know, like when you're really wanting some help, when you really want some words of advice. I don't tend to use them for that so much as just a beautiful card for my altar, more than anything. Oh, look at the bees. Oh, these are so cute, aren't they? The crow, forgiving, courage of the bear. We've got love, the fox, peace, the stag, contentment, oh, hope, oh look, friendship, family, home. They are beautiful. Let's just have a little read and see what the book says about home. These are not in alphabetical order. Where do we find home? There we are. Cosy in the warm of his home, a ginger cat looks out of the window across the open land. The night creatures stir and moonlight floods over the landscape brightly. Many things are happening out in the night, but the cat sits quietly alone, removed from the drama and safe on his windowsill to observe the night. A place of safety and retreat, our safe harbour amongst the storms and wild waters. We can withdraw home and stay dry and warm while we recover. Healing needs time and space, and perhaps no action is needed right now. Make a comfy space, turn off the lights and light a candle, some incense. Feel the quiet and softness of retreat and safety. Connect to spirit, your animal guide, and feel the comfort of their support. So that's really sweet, isn't it? Really sweet. This is a beautiful deck. I'm so pleased to have this in my collection. I really am. Every time I look at a deck like this, it just makes me smile. It's just gorgeous. So yeah, that was the Folktails Oracle by Hannah Willow. And I know that on her shop on Etsy, she has lots of different artwork for sale. So the next deck, I've got 3 more decks to show you. What's the 28 minutes, not doing too badly. I'm just having a hot drink. So the next one is the Witches Oracle, and this is by Sally Morningstar. 42 cards, and it's I don't know who this is printed by. It's got that O life on it again. Not sure. Just says printed in China. Let's have a look at the book. I think it's just O life. So this is a really nice book. Like we've got Imbolc here, February the 1st. You get all the different wheel of the year, the Wiccan wheel of the year. You get the cards and their meanings. You get a page, 2 pages for each card. It's a lovely, this is a lovely deck. Like, such a gorgeous deck. This is the backs of the deck. I really need to edge mine, I think, don't I? So as you can see, this is a very witchy, witchcraft, pagan deck. But it's absolutely beautiful. Again, I do use these cards on my altar. But I do use these in readings also, because the guidebook is really quite good. I just can't recommend this deck enough if you're interested in witchcraft and pagan traditions. Look at that, look, the neophyte, broomstick, cauldron, Gaia, the familiar, the lady, the mirror, the silver bow, cloak, nemesis, spiral. I can never know how to pronounce this. A thame, don't know, not sure. Bat, candle, sword, wizard, owl, the Book of Shadows, the crone, the crystal ball. Let's have a little read about one of these. Let's have a look at the crone, I think. What's she? Card number 42. So it says release. This is crown chakra vibration. She's an aspect of the triple goddess, obviously. The other two aspects being the maiden and mother. She stands in the north and represents death, or the release aspect of evolution. Crone energy is a vital part of change. Without release, there can be no progress. The crone sees that you are being called to the wisdom place to go within and release any attachments to the outside world so that you can gather understanding of your current experience and make sense of your life. A maturity is called for that gives no place to familiar emotional patterns or thought processes, but rather uses each opportunity to see beyond the illusions of small self and so step into a far greater reality. You are being advised to let go and let life shape itself. On a high note, life is change, embrace your wisdom. And on a low note, there is no need to stand in the dark. So that's a really cool deck, isn't it? Really helpful, actually, this deck. It's just beautiful. I should work with this deck more, to be honest. I think you could work with this deck all year round. It's not necessarily, because a lot of my more pagan-y decks I tend to work with in the spring. You know, they're sort of nature-based deck, but I think you could work with this all year round. It has all of the seasons and everything in it. And I should work with this deck more, because it is quite a powerful deck, I think. It's really nice. Right, two more decks. So we have the Tao Oracle. The Tao or the Tao, I'm not really sure what you say. This is by Ma Diva Padma, and she is, or this is the person, I believe it's a female, and it could be a male, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about much, am I? This is 64 cards and a book from the creator of the Osho Zen Tarot, but it's also, what else did she do? Because I've got the deck. Where is it? Oh, it's the Sacred She, isn't it? Yeah, the Sacred She Tarot. Yeah, I've got that one also. So this is This is by St. Martin's Essentials. I bought this off eBay, second hand. I don't really know anything about the I Ching or the I Ching. Again, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I didn't really buy it for that reason. I just thought that it might work well with her other decks. You don't have to use this deck with the I Ching at all. You can just use it as an oracle, but you get this very substantial guidebook with the deck. I have used this as purely an oracle deck, but I haven't kind of got into studying the book, you know. So this is the backs of the cards. And as you can see, you could easily just use this as an oracle deck. It's quite interesting. In fact, it's very interesting, actually. Like we've got here the family. We've got hereditary, blood bonds, kindred spirits, ancestry, home life, community, intimate relationships, our human family, revolution, with all the keywords, before completion. And you get a lot in the guidebook, actually, on each one. The corners of the mouth. Stand still. The clinging. Increase. I will have a look at the guidebook for one of these. The well. Resoluteness. The arousing. Grace, that's very pretty. The abysmal. Peace. The taming power of the small. Aren't they beautiful? And then we've got the joyous, the retreat, treading, excess, work on what has been spoiled, innocence, holding together, pushing upward, enthusiasm, inner truth, and so on. Let's have a look at the taming power of the small, shall we? Card number 9. Where are we? So you actually, without even having to look at any of the I Ching type stuff, you've got a couple of pages here before you get into the lines. It says the taming power represented here is in the learning to appreciate and work with times of having little influence. Due to circumstances beyond your control, any effect you can have now will only be experienced in ways that are so subtle they may seem downright invisible. The ego can experience such times as impossibly irritating and frustrating. You may be chomping at the bit to change the situation, yet all your attempts seem to fail. This is a precious time for taking care of small things and paying attention to details, making repairs in preparation for greater possibilities of influence that will arise later on. There's lots of really good advice here, actually. Lots of really good advice, like you find in the Osho Zen guidebook. I mean, I could sit and read that over and over. It just has a really soothing effect on me. So this is a lovely oracle deck, actually. And again, this is a deck that I wish that I got out more. Yeah, I shall have to try and pair it with some other decks, shan't I, and see how it works. But it'd be interesting to pair it with her other decks that I've got, wouldn't it? So the last deck that I've got, and I have shown this a fair bit recently because I paired it with the Serpent and Peacock, the Golden Tarot, I think. And that's the Mystical Healing Reading cards by Inna Segal. And it's a rock pool deck. Easy to find on Amazon. This is a fantastic deck, actually. This has a brilliant guidebook. You get a beautiful picture, an action. It describes the card, what you're actually looking at. It gives you a little task to do, something to do. It's a really, really good guidebook. Beautiful, beautiful cards. This is the backs. I really need to edge mine, don't I, in a nice gold or something. These are very psychological cards, actually. Very helpful. A lot of good wisdom in this deck. You could easily use this deck for shadow work, I think, easily. And as you can see, with all the beautiful blues and golds and reds and things in this deck, it would pair very well with a lot of sort of older medieval type decks. So I won't read from the book for this because I have shown this deck quite a lot recently. But it is absolutely beautiful, isn't it? The colours in it are so rich and deep. And like I said, it's a very helpful deck. It's a deck that really gets you thinking about your own behaviour. Like I said, it's good for psychological work, shadow work. You know, we've got create boundaries here, examine your integrity, explore your ancestry. It's a no. Relinquish control. Step into the unknown, relieve anxiety, stop breaking agreements. You know, lots and lots of really good advice in this deck. Transform anger, positivity, divine timing, temper your criticism, clear thinking, learn from karma, ennoble your soul, release fear, reverse disassociation, awaken your vulnerability, focus on higher truths, love your body and ground yourself. So I can't recommend this deck enough, actually. It's very affordable. Really, really helpful deck, which I do plan to use this year. So there we go. That was, oops, sorry about that, bashing you around. So I think that was 9 or 10 decks there. Yeah, and I think I've got one more video to do in which I've got maybe 8 decks to show you. So it won't be quite such a long video. So if you're still watching after 43 minutes, thanks so much. I hope you've enjoyed having a look at my Oracle decks. Please do let me know if you've got any of them, if you like them, how you get on with them, especially if you pair them with any particular tarot deck. I'm always interested to know that. But yeah, I hope everybody's well, and I'm sending you all my love, and I'll see you all again soon.